something.
Hey, it's Game Hydro. We've got another video for you about Run Goddess, and today we're going to be discussing the best and most powerful Valkyries in the game, and the best heroes, and we're going to make a tier list out of them. So, as you've seen in the title menu, there's some different rarity rankings that are assigned to each of them, and Yonai, the one we depict here, is the most rare hero of all. Her rarity is SP. Don't know what that stands for, but I'm guessing it means maybe super powerful, because she is super powerful. Now, the weird thing is SP and all the ultra rares, as you can see by looking at the stats below, they all have the same stats. Despite that, though, there are some that are better DPS types, some that are better tank types, and some that are better support types. That's mostly down to the skills that they have. There's huge differences between the skills that make up who's the best and whatnot. Anyways, let's look at Yonai. Tap on this little bullet right here. That means she's a DPS type. Excels at significant damage. So, Yonai's skills, we got... Now, keep in mind, this is the max level of the skill for, the damage that's dealt on the max level. My turn. Yonai rapidly fires 3 cards at the nearest enemy. Each card that hits deals 826% of attack as a small area damage. Now, a total of 2400% of attack of area damage is completely insane. Ace Bombardment. Yonai conjures a card storm sphere and launches it at a random enemy. When the sphere reaches the target location, it spreads out and rotates, dealing 8 instances of 1800 attack damage over a large area. That's basically like instant kill for most but the toughest enemies. That's pretty good. Destiny deck 30 increases back row character stun chance by 8% and skill damage by 80%. Pretty good. Team Synergy boosts hit points, attack, and defense by 80% of the Dawnbringer's attributes. 80%
You
is a
can't
pretty
keep
good
the United Front.
After the fight, could you maybe pat me on the head?
But actually, we're done looking at that, though, so we're going to move on to the first
Care to talk new business?
That's Yusheng.
Maybe I'll offer you a special deal.
Yusheng is listed as a support type, provides powerful buffs. She looks like a ripoff of Cammy from Street Fighter, kind of. And obviously, stats appear to be the same as the last one, as Yonai.
Dawnbringer.
You can't keep the United Front with just force.
I don't know.
You need a business mind.
Anyway, support type.
Just like me.
Venture capital. Yusheng unleashes an electromagnetic storm forward. The storm travels a set distance and then randomly changes direction, dealing 720% of attack as continuous damage to all enemies along the path. Yusheng locks onto one enemy, then briefly charges in the target's direction and swings a giant fan, creating a massive energy storm that deals 960% attack 5 times. All right, so that's like 4,700% of her attack to one enemy. That's excellent, especially for boss battles. This one, all enemies 720. Increases all characters' attack and defense by 40%. And boosts hit points, attack, and defense by 16%, or rather 60% of Dawnbringer's attributes. Can't speak English today. All right, so get a pen and paper or something, because we're gonna say what the tier list is. Yonai is definitely S tier. I mean, by default, she's got the most powerful skills and the most powerful buffs of all. Look at that. 80% boost, etc. These card attacks deal massive amounts of area damage.
Dawnbringer.
However,
Care to talk
Yusheng,
new
I'm going to
business?
give her an S
Maybe
tier
I'll offer you a special
minus.
deal.
So Yonai
Dumb.
You
S
can't
tier,
keep the
Yushay
United
S
front
minus.
with just force.
Because
You need a
she's got some
business mind.
extremely powerful skills as
Just
well.
like me.
Especially for one that is considered a support type. Now,
Master,
up
I
next
just
we got
changed my
Amelius,
outfit.
also listed as a
Please
support
don't be
type.
afraid of me.
Same buffs and skills as before. Harrowing Vision. Amelius floating drones lock onto one enemy and fire lasers continuously in the target's direction. Each laser deals 80% of attack damage to all enemies along the path. Okay, so we're getting into ones that aren't quite as hardcore here, but, you know, still not that bad. Ignorance Final Punishment. Amelius commands floating drones, shooting a penetrating laser from near to far across the ground toward the target, dealing 2400% of attack as damage to all enemies along the path. Not bad. Not the best, but not bad. I mean, pretty strong power, but not the best. Increases back row pierce chance by 20% and pierce damage by 80%. 20% pierce damage, that's pretty good. Team Synergy, same as for all of the other ultra rares. I'm going to go A tier with her because, well, the cooldown on this is less than 1 second. So overall, I guess that's quite a bit of damage. But not necessarily that useful if you're not fighting a boss, I guess. A tier.
Big bad.
Alright. Wendy
some
is a
little pup.
DPS type. And so let's see what her skills are. You got Cursed Pumpkin Shot. Launches pumpkin cannonballs at the enemy with the lowest hit point, dealing 300% of attack damage. Cooldown 1.5 seconds. I like the targeting of the enemy with the lowest hit points. Pick them off quickly. Reduce the damage. Candied Pumpkin Bomb. Randomly fires 4 rounds of pumpkin missiles at enemies within range, each dealing 266% attack as area damage. Alright. So that's random firing. And I don't like that so much. Random firing. And an 8-second cooldown is not the best. That's not as good as some of the other number 2 skills, so yeah. Increases skill critical rate by 60%, but reduces skill critical damage by 50%. Oh boy, that's crap. And then Team Synergy. Alright. That skill, the Wolf Bloodline, is trash. This one is not quite trash. It's recycling. This skill's pretty decent. I'm going to go B+ here for Wendy.
So boring. Auntie, take
Next
care
up,
of
we
it for
got
me.
Diva. She's a DPS type. Skills include fire a bullet forward, dealing 300% attack as area damage. 1 second cooldown. That's pretty deadly. Heartstopper. Randomly fires multiple bullets, each dealing 960 attack as area damage. So random firing, meh, but that's quite a bit of power. Unflinching. Increase all Valkyries' skill rate by 20%. Skill crit damage by 40%. Alright, increasing skill rate, crit rate, and crit damage instead of decreasing one and increasing the other like the other turd of a skill did. Boost hit points, attack, and defense by 60%. Alright, Diva. We like Diva. She's a good attacker. I'm going to go A tier.
Don't leave, Dawnbringer.
And then
Stay
we
with
got
me a little
Flame, who
longer.
is
Just a little bit.
maybe the only tank out of the ultra rares. And the tank, of course, excels at taking a lot of damage. Normally, in games with tanks, this would mean lots more hit points, lots more defense. However, not in this game. So, let's look at the skills. Phoenix Flame unleashes a forward stream of flames dealing a total of 1800% of attack damage over the duration. Cooldown just 3 seconds. Alright, that is a very, 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 very powerful skill. Battlefield Rock increases all Valkyries' damage by 20% for 8 seconds. Cooldown 8 seconds. Okay, so that's like a permanent 8-second boost, or a permanent damage boost almost. Rhythm increases all Valkyries' damage by reflection by 20% and defense by 40%. Alright, that is a very, very good tank move. Team Synergy boosts hit points, attack, and defense by 50% of the Dawnbringer's abilities. Alright, that one is a little less than the other ultra rares. However, Rhythm is a killer passive skill. Battlefield Rock is a killer skill for a support. And Phoenix Flame is stupid powerful. I'm giving Flame, Super Phoenix Flame, whatever, Singing Phoenix Flame, I'm giving her S tier. She's right up there with, what's her face? Not Yokai, whatever the hell her name is.
I don't fully understand.
All right, we're going to stop there. We're not going to bother with the SSRs
Master
or the SRs.
Dawnbringer. Care to
Because their
talk?
stats are just lower.
After the fight,
But yeah,
could you
I would say
maybe-
that, that
One more
Flame is
song.
right up there with Yonai.
No problem.
Anyways, this has been a tier list of the best characters in Run Goddess. This is Game Hydro. If you like what we're doing, please smash the like button. God, I'm cringing just saying that. Or hit subscribe, or both, ideally. Thank you very much.